Hi, welcome back everybody. This is Mihail Jiu with another tool or experiential exercise alarm clock for the purposes of increasing wakefulness in everyday life, um, bringing more presence, consciousness to everyday activity, making thus this work of awakening or embodiment practical, less compartmentalized, like for meditation time, cushion time, or being with a special teacher, or being at a meditation retreat. All right, so a big area of life is walking, the body walking. We are walking thousands and thousands of miles in our life, and unfortunately, for the regular individual without spiritual training, we are walking in sleep. We are walking heedlessly, as they say, unconsciously. The body is walking, the mind is churning thoughts over and over, past and future, worries, problems, desires, and basically we are checked out. So this practice or this type of teaching of the necessity to bring mindfulness, awareness, a sense of self-remembering, self-abiding while walking appears in many spiritual time-honored traditions, in Zen, in Buddhism, in Sufi, in Christian mysticism, monks, the Desert Fathers. So I just have some quotes here so to see for yourself. Different traditions, hundreds of years apart. So there's a Sufi master that says, the Sufi is he whose thought keeps pace with his foot. He is entirely present. His soul is where his body is, and his body is where his soul is. I really like this. The Sufi is he whose thought keeps pace with his foot. The mind is where the body is. Yeah? Usually we are fragmented. The mind is somewhere else, the body is here. He is entirely present. His soul, his awareness, is where his body is, and his body is where his awareness is, right here, right now. Another quote from a Zen master. When walking, just walk. When sitting, just sit. And above all, do not wobble. And the possible interpretation of that is just being there where we are. When we sit, just aware of sitting. When we walk, just walk. When we eat, just eat. Not being fragmented, scattered, lost in daydreaming. Another quote from another tradition. I think this is from an anonymous English monk. Also, in the tradition of the Philokalia, the Desert Fathers, they often speak about the remembrance of God in the heart while walking, while eating. So they all alluding to this kind of bringing awareness in everyday activities, not for special occasions. So this anonymous English monk says, there are some who are so refined in grace and in spirit, and so intimate with God in this grace of contemplation, that they can experience ecstasy and peace when they wish in the ordinary state of human soul, sitting, walking, standing, or kneeling. So don't be distracted or put off by various religious terms. It's obvious to me that all these traditions, they talk about the same thing. They use different terms according to their lineage and to the times. But so making it practically, in a state of being checked out, or more like the zombie state, unconscious, we are walking all the time, miles and miles every day, and we are not aware of walking. So the walking in sleep is basically, we are not aware of the body. We are not aware of the impressions, the visuals as we walk. Very likely we are lost in the mind. We are hurrying, all the time hurrying. It's interesting. I think the human is the only species that there is always somewhere else, going somewhere, somehow, and somehow the walking, the trip, somehow it's less important than getting somewhere. I once was engaged in hunting, long time ago. I stopped doing it now, but so an important part of this hunting in the woods is to stop walking like a human, like going somewhere, actually to walk slower. Animals in the woods, they're never going like this. In the fourth way, they call that mechanical efficiency, bypassing the present moment. Somehow the present moment is not important. We don't attend to it. There is another future moment. So, all right. Practically speaking, also this type of spiritual exercise is meant in order to increase frequency of presence. It is meant to have more duration of being conscious rather than a few glimpses here and there. In the Zen tradition, Buddhist tradition, that's very common, that especially for longer meditation period, that one alternates between sitting meditation for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, followed by walking meditation. In the Christian tradition, actually esoteric Christianity or mystical Christianity, it was very common, this walking the labyrinth, walking in remembrance of God, which in my book, Remembrance of God, or remembering of presence and coming back to the sense of aware being, which is what we are, and what we are is this aware being is divine. So remembering God is remembering to be interested and to rest as the aware being that perceives the now moment. So it was present in various traditions. So practically speaking here, there are different ways to go about it. In the Zen tradition, in the Soto Zen, they had this walking meditation, which actually was like walking very slowly after the meditation. All the meditators are lining up in a row and walking very slowly, and the idea is to be aware of each foot as it touches the ground, and moreover to be aware of the heel and the toe and the rising and the heel and the toe, and being aware of the room, and being aware, just like in meditation, the body is walking, but awareness is aware of energies in the body, aware of thoughts, aware of sounds, deeply present like a conscious cat. The other forms of meditation, which may be more sustainable, other forms of walking meditation, which are more sustainable rather than walking very slowly, which, I enjoy that, can be practiced in a small space, can be practiced in a small room, in a prison cell. There is Thich Nhat Hanh, who I really recommend, bringing mindfulness and all these present practices to the West for decades. And he had a form of walking meditation, which was walking a little faster, but still a little slower than the everyday average person walking in a city. So just walking gently, and the idea was which is I recommend, Thich Nhat Hanh's walking meditation, I recommend, can be applied in our busy life to design, maybe to determine maybe 10-15 minutes, so it's intentional, 10-15 minutes or 20 minutes where you are walking from point A to point B, or ideally this walking in nature or walking in the park, although you can walk anywhere in the city, and The idea is to have a clear, firm, established, small aim to really be present with every step, very present, as if, you know, it's like your last walk. If your last walk, you're not going to be checked out all the time. So really feeling each step, feeling the contact with the earth. Thich Nhat Hanh was speaking about don't walk with your boots trample on Mother Earth kind of unconsciously. Feel as if each step you are kissing the mother. You know, you are kissing the Mother Earth. So each step we are honoring, kissing the earth. So doing that, being very watchful of the mental state and keeping the attention in the present, using this hearing exercise of staying, hearing, seeing, and at the same time aware of the contact with the earth, aware of each step. Also the movement, try to be as relaxed as you can, having minimum amount of effort, and maximum amount of sensitivity and presence. So also try to keep a noble posture, the back straight, and just walking like that 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes, knowing that you will have imagination, daydreaming about various stuff. So as you are walking, you are established in the present, established in the now through aware of the senses. Part of the awareness is aware of the mind and noticing thoughts as they come, but not following them. Not following them, just for 10 minutes, just for 15 minutes. It's gonna be okay. A thought comes, not following it, letting it go, continuing to walk. Like a toddler, like a tiger. If you ever see animals in the wild, they are looking, you're looking. You are looking, yet you are not lost in the looking. You're aware of being aware. And aware of the body, relaxed. It's enjoyable. It's very enjoyable. It's healthy, actually. Also, this thing of, let's say, if you have some emotional shock or something happened, you are affected in a low emotional state, or harassed by negative thoughts, or sense of unworthiness, or like self-pity, or fear, or churning in some trigger. Actually, it's a very good, because by engaging the 2 feet, it's some way of bilateral stimulation. If so, this is combined, this bilateral stimulation. It's almost like walking or drumming. It kind of aligns the 2 sides of the brain, connected with awareness. So if we do this in awareness, then it can be a very good way to process emotional suffering, to integrate or metabolize, pain body, while being established in the present, not churning into negative thoughts. If there is sadness or fear or something, being aware of it, letting it be, staying anchored in the present. So how many hours and months and years, if we were to calculate, we spend walking, and often we are walking and we are churning fresh misery in our head. So why not walk and kind of, as Thich Nhat Hanh would say, you are nourishing the seeds of peace and happiness and joy through being, attending to the present moment with every breath, every step. So I encourage you to make this practical, and have it on the clock, 10, 12 minutes, half an hour, and a real clear aim to watch the mind. Don't take the bait of the mind. There was an Italian philosopher, Petrarca. He would say that your own mind is struggling, my own mind is struggling against me. Why am I drawn to the bait? So So don't take the bait. Stay anchored, established in the present, enjoying walking, remembering oneself. Also, seeing the green. Also, another thing here, when you are in town, uh, one way to check when you are falling asleep as you walk, we are falling asleep, so we are walking unconsciously looking down, not seeing what's happening, and the attention is in the head. So try to observe this tendency to look down in emptiness, and try to kind of be awake to the impressions and look, especially if you're in a city, just try to look for natural impressions and implement the looking exercise, shifting impressions, one of the tools that I talked before. Look at the cloud, look at a tree, look at the child, feel the body. Yeah, so the engaged active meditation. Also, if you are in a big like corporate setting or something, and you have to go up and down the stairs, go to a meeting, you can use that. You in an office building, you can use that to come back to yourself, some quiet, inconspicuous reconnecting to your own awareness. And while in a busy, hectic meetings or schedule, even walking for the courtyard of the corporation or whatever, just walking a little bit, setting the aim that, hey, this is my meditation now. Nobody knows. I am coming back to myself. Obviously, walking in the woods or by the river on a hike is ideal. All right, so may this boost your soul, and just practice it. Let me know how it goes. Thank you. Ciao, ciao.